Hi, my name is Dan Stevens. I've been a pastor at Eastminster Presbyterian Church, which is now Orchard Presbyterian Church in Ventura. I was there for 26 years. When my kids were in high school, they came home one day and said they were going to go on a mission trip. And when they came back, we heard about their mission trip and we saw videos about their mission trip. And it was very rigid, it was very rule-oriented, and it was all about the project that they were going to do, not about relationship with the country or the people. And so a bunch of us at Eastminster Presbyterian Church started talking to each other about mission and what it was about. And we kept talking about what happened with our kids. And we said, let's send our own mission trip and let's think about relationship and how we're building relationship with the people in country, how we're honoring them and respecting them and who they are and what they want.
My name is Katie Wright, and I got involved with Impact in high school, and I just graduated college. And I went on my first trip in 2011 to Ukraine. And I got involved with this ministry in Ukraine that I really believe fully in and that God threw me into for a purpose. So.
My name is Christy LaBarge, and I'm the director of Impact. I actually got started working with Impact about 13 years ago when I went on my first Impact trip. And my experience with Impact was so life-changing that it completely directed my path to ministry and now later on to being the director of Impact. And it's just been very transformational for me in the way that I view missions and also the way I view ministry here in the United States because of what Impact does through its ministry. So we spend 3 very intentional days preparing teams to go out, and we focus on 3 main things. We focus on being learners, being servants, and then learning how to share our story and God's story. And so we do very specific seminars. We bring in pastors and people that are knowledgeable in their fields to come in and do seminars and workshops. We have different team building activities, all geared at each of those 3 main categories of learning how to go into the country and learn from the people that we're working with, because we often go in as Americans thinking that we have what it is that they need to know, but we don't often go in with the attitude of what can we learn from them, which is a lot. We can learn a lot. And so we spend a good chunk of time focusing on what that means to learn about the culture and learn from them and learn from each other in the process. And then being a servant and learning what that means to serve and using Jesus as a model of the ultimate servant and how we can follow that example in those cross-cultural contexts. And then the third piece would be learning how to share our story and how that fits in with God's story, which boiled down to it is sharing our testimony and how God's worked in our life, but also sharing the story of the gospel to someone who may have never heard it. So I would say that I can't think of a better way to have people in the church trained and ready to do ministry in the church than to send them on an Impact trip, because they get training that not only applies to the mission field, but very much applies to their Christian experience for the rest of their life. And if we could take our leaders in the church and send them on an Impact trip, if we could get all of them together and go, it would be just amazing and transformative for the church. And so I think that for especially somebody who's in leadership in the church, or somebody who might be that, or even just your general person that comes on Sundays, the transformation that happens through the Impact experience is nothing but good for the church, because they're plugging back in afterwards and taking their excitement and their transformation and using it to then serve the church. So it's a total win-win for churches to get involved. Well, Impact operates on the donations of individuals and from the support of churches. And so if you're in a place where you're not able to actually get on a plane and go, but you would like to send somebody, or you would like to support the ministry that is sending people, that is how Impact functions, is by financial support of individuals and churches.
This is Impact.